fine? All right, so I'm going to do a reading today. This is about our vibration. Where are we on the omega scale? Okay, the omega scale is let's see if I can kind of draw it out. Okay, so the omega scale kind of looks like this. It's like a cone, kind of like so. The omega scale is kind of like this, okay? So the lowest on the omega scale is 20, right? And the highest is 700 and up. So 100, 700 to like 1,000. That's on the omega scale, okay? So when you reach the omega, like God consciousness, alpha, the omega, the highest of the scale, right? That means you're really vibing high, okay? And it's like a purple color at the top, and at the bottom it's red color, okay? And so I feel like a lot of us, we are in a space where we fluctuate because we go up on the scale to the omega, then sometimes we go all the way down to the alpha. So the alpha is at the below, and then the omega, alpha and omega, okay? The beginning and the end, right? So we are literally shifting constantly in different frequencies and different vibrations throughout our day, throughout our lifetimes, okay? And what the goal is to learn how to stay in balance, right? To stay in a space as long as you can and a certain frequency, a certain vibration, okay? So the alpha's at the top and the omega's at the bottom, the 20 up into 700. So the goal is to get as high as you can. All right. The goal is to be at the highest of the of the scale. Okay. So we're gonna go pick. I'm doing a pick a card. Well, it's not a pick a card, but I don't know what else to say because to title it. So we're gonna be at hold on. Let's see. Ashes. Okay. So we are going to. So this pick a card is going to talk about where you are on the scale. Okay. So group one, I'm going to put the timestamps in the video. Okay. So you can just go to which one you vibe with. Okay. So group one is going to be this essential oil. Okay. Also, if you guys have a chance or you have the finances to do it, get the essential oil you pick because it's going to benefit you. This is why you're going to choose it. So group one is going to be juniper berry oil. Okay. Juniper berry essential oil. Utilize it. It is really, really good for you, okay? I'll tell each one of you about it as you pick, okay? So second group is going to be rose geranium oil, okay? Rose geranium oil, okay? So group two is rose geranium oil. Group one is juniper berry oil. So pick an essential oil. Rose is number two, rose geranium, and juniper is group one, okay? Group three is tea tree, okay? Tea tree oil, okay? Tea tree oil is going to be beneficial. No. I'm going to, after the video, I'm going to timestamp it, okay? All right, so tea tree oil is going to be beneficial, but also this is also a really good oil if you choose to pick it, okay? We'll talk about it in each group, okay? Tea tree oil. So group three is tea tree oil. Hold on, guys. I'm feeling like a fourth group. Okay. Eucalyptus. So there's going to be four groups. All right. Group one, juniper berry. Group one, juniper berry. Group two, rose geranium. Group three, tea tree. Group four, eucalyptus. Okay. So take a moment, take a deep breath, choose what essential oil you feel you resonate with, okay? And we're talking about, for each group, where are you on the scale, okay? So the omega's at the top, the alpha's at the bottom. It starts with 20 and it goes all the way up to 700 and plus. So 700 to 1,000, okay? The top of it is purple and all the way down, and it goes like the chakras. It looks like the chakra colors, right? And it goes all the way down to red. Red is the lowest frequency you can be in, okay? So understand that. But you have to go through the red to get to the top, all right? So each group, okay? All right, so blessings, guys. All right, so live. So just in case I do say something to someone, it's because I'm live. So whoever's watching this after, all right. So blessings and abundance. Thank you. Please put some likes on it, guys, if you want to. If not, that's fine. Just whatever you feel drawn to. Okay. So we got group 1 is juniper berry. Group 2 is rose geranium. Group 3 is tea tree, and group 4 is eucalyptus. Okay, so let's go to juniper berry. All right, juniper berry, group 1. Okay, juniper berry is very good. This is group 1. Juniper berry is a very good essential oil for those of you who are having issues with your immune system. Okay, you need to strengthen your immune system. This is a really good one. Okay, this is very good for the skin. So those of you who want to add juniper berry to your regimen for your skin, it's very beneficial for it. And also you feel more relaxed. It has this, it's a smell that's pretty, and it's kind of strong. It's kind of like earthy kind of smell to it. Okay, so some people around you may not like the smell of it, but this is beneficial for your body. Okay, this is beneficial for your internal and external body. Okay, so, and there's juniper berries. They are berries. You can dry them out, you can crush them, you can create a paste. There's things you can do with this. Okay, so juniper berry is for group 1. And what I'm seeing is for juniper berry, this is about your heart. So a lot of you guys are in a space of working on the heart. Okay, a lot of you guys have been working on not holding on and letting go of things. Okay, because what I'm seeing for this group is your health has been affected by your thoughts, by your emotions, because of the connections and the people that you've had in your life. So for group 1, this is going to be, juniper berry is going to help you with increasing your frequency, your vibration, going up a little higher on the scale. I did see 500. So you guys are pretty high on the scale. Okay, so like I'm seeing like 2 groups in group 1. I'm seeing 200, which is kind of like right below neutrality. Okay, and then I'm also seeing some of you guys are at the 500s. Okay, because this group, you've been doing work on yourself because you realize that your health has been affected. So there's things you had to do and that you're being guided to do, for some of you, to rise in your frequency and rise in your vibration. Okay, so music is going to be good for you guys. For you, some of you guys are in this group are clairaudient, so you hear messages, a lot of messages through music. Okay, through sound. So sound is very significant of healing and helping you guys. So some of you guys are on the 200 scale, and some of you guys are up higher. Okay, it's like a 2 different groups in this one. Okay, but this is what I'm feeling for juniper berry. Okay, so utilizing juniper berry will be beneficial for you guys, but also understanding and overstanding that you are a very powerful being. You're very intelligent, you're very wise, and you are loved. Okay, and a lot of you guys are starting to recognize that you've been seeking love outside of yourself, but guess what? It was always inside of you. So for this group, on the scale, on the alpha and omega, the omega scale, you guys are, some of you guys are at 200 and moving to 500. Okay, for others of you guys, you are at 500 and you fluctuate between 500 and 200. You constantly like kind of up and down, but you've been getting more of a grasp on your energetic field when you're around people, because you're starting to recognize and realize like where you stand and what matters and what does not matter, which is beautiful. Good job. Keep up the great work. Okay, so the colors that are significant for you guys are, because you're at the 500s, you're like around blue, the color blue. So some of you guys might have been seeing the color blue a lot more. You've been wearing blue or being drawn to blue. Okay, because you've been working on how you speak to yourself, how you think about things. And some of you guys have been guided. You've been getting messages recently about what you're doing and why you should be doing what you're doing, and why you should let go, and how you create, your reality, things like that. Okay, and so a lot of you guys have been seeing that. So keep up the good work, keep up the great work. And so blues, blue, green, and Yeah, blues and greens, okay? Because where you are at the scale, to keep maintaining that. And you can also rise higher. So, wearing the color purple or having purple things around you, doing your meditations, listening to music, dancing, going for walks. All of these things will continue to help you stay and rise on the scale. But you're already doing a good job. So keep up the great work, Group 1. Thank you so much for those who's going to tune in and blessings in abundance. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you, Q. So now, we're going to go on to group 2. Okay. So group 2. All right. So group 2 is rose geranium. Okay. Rose geranium. Okay. For those of you who picked group 2, you picked rose geranium. All right. So, is the oil kind of seeping in everywhere and stuff. So for you guys, like, you guys have been dealing with, some of you guys might have been dealing with inflammation. Okay, so group 2, this is for group 2. So I think that was about 10 times, it was about 10. Okay. All right. So you guys have been dealing with like inflammation. So people, your ankles swelling or your legs swelling or just swelling throughout your body. You might have been dealing with lack of motivation or lethargy. So rose geranium is going to help to increase that energy and rise. And also I'm seeing rosemary. So rosemary is going to also be beneficial for your hair, for your internal organs. Okay. This is going to be really beneficial for you guys. So you can put it into like your lotion, or you can put it into your oils that you use, because this is an essential oil, so you got to dilute it. Okay. For some essential oils you can actually take internally, but you have to make sure you do your research before you do that. All right. So for group 2, rose geranium, let me make sure I write down the timestamps. Okay, so I'm writing the timestamps down so I can add it to the video so everybody is on the right path. Okay, so there we go. So rose geranium. So for this group, what I'm seeing 300 on the scale, on the omega scale, but I'm also seeing a 100. Okay, so for this group 2, this is like a fluctuation. So there's a fluctuation between the vibration. You guys go up and down. And like, it's like your body wants to expand, your body wants to your soul wants to expand, so it's expanding through your physical body. So this could be why some of you guys have been dealing with like inflammation or swelling or things like that, feeling like things are growing and it getting bigger, right, in your body. And that's because your soul wants to expand, a part of it. Okay. And there's also, you guys might have some medical conditions. Check in with your doctor, take care of yourself. There's a homeopathic way, there's an allopathic way, there's so many ways of healing yourself. Okay. And just making sure you're tuning in, trusting the divine creator, God, the most high I am, whatever it is that you believe in. Make sure you connect to that to help you heal your body, because all things are possible through them that believe, right? So it's very important for you guys to understand. So being that you're at the 100, so with 100 is fear. Okay, so 100 is fear. And then I saw 300. So around 300 is like above neutrality. Okay, so some of you guys are in a space of like, you're neutral. You're kind of neutral. You're kind of in a space of willingness to no longer go a certain way, believe in a certain thing, deal with certain people, certain situations. You're in that space of like, okay, I can go here, I can go there, I can do this, or I can do that. Okay. And some of you guys are kind of in a space of like, you're kind of accepting. Now acceptance is at 350 and willingness is at 310. So you guys are like in between acceptance and neutrality, because neutrality is at 250. Okay. So a lot of you guys are kind of in a space where you're learning like, okay, how do I make this particular thing happen? How do I shift? Okay, so you guys are learning how to shift, how to I'm seeing like blend in to your environment. I think for some of you guys, what I'm feeling is some of you guys have been trying to blend in. so you don't draw attention to yourself. But in that blending in, you're basically taken away from the divinity that is you, the independence, the individuality that was a gift to you. So you guys have to get in a space of accepting who you are. You have been different. You have had different choices that you've had to make, and you've had to move differently. Okay. And so you're being guided to get back in that space of moving differently and trusting and having faith in your own abilities. Okay. Get back to trusting yourself again. Get back to loving the craziness that you have, that you produce, that you give to the world, right? Like, you're weird, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You're different. The divine is saying, be your own person. So some of you guys, and you're not, and when I say craziness, I don't mean like in a bad way. I mean like, you know, to somebody else, what you choose to do or how you think is crazy, right? And just because they may perceive it as crazy does not mean that it's a bad thing. Like, oh, you're crazy, but you're crazy in a good way. Like, it's all about perception. How do you perceive what you see or what people say about you, or what you see in the world is your perception. Okay, it really matters. And this is how you rise higher on the omega scale. This is how you get higher in your vibration, because your perception, when you see that all is well, even when people are making jokes on you or saying whatever, it's like at the end of the day, that's their perception of you. You know who you are. And if you don't know, this is where you take the time to get to know you. This is why being alone, being single, these are those moments where you get to know you. And as you know you, then you can be around anybody and still hold your individuality while learning and growing with others. Understand? Okay, so you guys are at the 100 where you have to rise up, because some of you guys are very afraid. Like, it's just so much fear. Okay, and fear is like in the like orange and red color, and some of it is yellow, right? So you need to get beyond neutrality. You got to get into a space of love, right? Recognizing that you're important. But if you see things from a neutral standpoint, that's how you start to grow. That's how you start to rise higher. But you can't rise higher if you're afraid or you're fearful. And fear keeps you safe, but fear also overriding a lot of our programming. So for group 2, Rose Geranium, you guys are in a space where you're being guided to rise above the fear, rise above your worries. Because yes, there's a lot of things happening in the world. Yes, it's really devastating. And yes, it's still a world that has a lot of beauty in it, right? Yes, there's things you can do to help others, and no, there's things you cannot do to help others. And either way, whatever you can do, those little things you can do can change everything. Okay, so it's very important for you to recognize that you're a gift. Everything that was given to you is a gift. You are a gift. Okay, and if you can help somebody, help them. You can just help somebody by just asking how they're doing. You can help people by showing love. You can help somebody by, or help yourself. Some of you guys, you're helping everybody but you. Okay, so you got to find a balance for group 2. Okay, but a lot of you guys are in a space where you're rising. Some of you are at the 300, so you're past neutrality. Okay, now you're learning how to be more willing and accepting of what is happening, right? But some of you guys, it's just about finding that balance. And you're in a space of neutrality where you see things and you're just kind of like, I'm not really going to judge it, and I'm just going to I accept who I am, I accept what is happening, and now I can do something to change it. Right? So this is also beneficial to you as you go through your changes, okay? Because it's like, oh, as you get older, you don't change, but you can change anything. It's just little steps. And sometimes those steps are literally baby steps, all right? Teaching a baby how to crawl. It's like that sometimes, okay? So the colors are, so where you are, the color is fear, is orange, okay? And where some of you guys, where you're in the 300s, okay, so you're like at willingness, acceptance, so green. So greens are going to help you to override the programming of where you are with the 100 scale for vibration for group 2, for part of you guys, right? You're going to have to work with the color orange to help you to override, because that's your creation, that's your creativity. Some of you guys have been stifled since childhood, so it's, of course it makes sense that you be stuck in fear. Of course it makes sense, okay? And then you have your vibration at 300. And so some of you guys working with the color green is going to help you stay and rise into that frequency, that vibration, okay? So keep moving forward, okay? I really am so grateful for you guys, and the fact that you're going to continue to rise up and keep moving forward. So if you can get you some rose geranium oil, that'll help your physical body, your spiritual body, and your mental body, okay? And thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one, which is, so the next timestamp is going to be 20. Okay. All right. So now we go into treaty. So group 3. Okay. So group 3, you might be connected to group 4. So you guys might kind of flop between multiple frequency vibrations. Okay. So on the omega scale, you know, I'm going to get to that, but this is tea tree oil. First, we're going to talk about tea tree oil. So tea tree oil is very good for antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, things like that, okay? And like it really helps with parasitic energies, okay? It really helps with people who are having issues with their skin, like really bad acne, really bad cysts, abscess, things like that, like just things in your skin that's happening, okay? Pimples, things like that. So this is really good. So buying products that have this in it is going to be beneficial, okay? So tea tree is going to be beneficial for you elevating yourself, okay? So for this group, I am seeing that guys, some of you guys are really high up on the scale. I am seeing the color purple. So some of you guys have really been at a really space of love, compassion. You know, you're starting to really recognize and understand people's issues and just not really judging them and being angry with them, but just more of a space of like, you know what, I love you regardless. I do have to tell you that this isn't okay, but that doesn't mean I don't love you. I'm loving you not because you can do something for me, but I'm loving you because you just are, and because I just am. And because we just are and I just am, we can just work together and we can flow together. So for this group, this is talking about flow. You guys have been really working hard on flowing. You've had a lot of beings around you that have been like very parasitic. So you guys have like had to struggle a lot with like rising, because you've had a lot. It seems like this group had a lot of misgivings and misjudgments. So there's a lot of people that judge you wrongfully. A lot of people said things that they should not have said about you because they couldn't grasp who you were. For this group 3, but who you are is a beautiful being, and you guys have really started to recognize that. So it's a lot of things that used to bother you that don't really bother you anymore, and not because you become numb, but because you have chosen to say, I don't have to deal with that. It doesn't matter. Like you've been doing a lot of internal work. So group 3, this is a lot of internal work that's been taking place. So a lot of it's been happening in your dreams. A lot of you guys have been working through situations, and things have been presenting itself in your physical reality, and you have really been really good with dealing with them and handling them like they said, like a G. Okay, so group 3, you've been really working very diligently on becoming a better version of yourself. Like I'm literally seeing someone floating, like crisscross applesauce, right? Floating, because they're like transcending time. So you guys have really worked hard, and some of you guys have really been like punching bags for a lot of people. And I would think because of all the things you have endured, you would be like dealing with the lower scale, but you guys have literally been really flipping and growing and flipping the script on people who have been throwing things at you, because it's like the system has been designed to keep you from elevating, but you have really been you are an anomaly. You guys have been the one who has changed and chosen to say, no, enough. I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to accept that. And you move forward and you move on. Even when people throw their trash at you, you just choose to pick up the trash and put it in a trash can. You don't get mad. You don't argue. You used to do that. It feels like for a lot of you guys, you used to argue or you just didn't say much. But now you're in a space where you will say when you need to. And it's not in a way that's very low vibrational. It's very high vibrational when you speak to people. You take deep breaths. Like a lot of breath work is happening with this group. And, you know, there's probably a few stragglers on here because this is where you're headed. You're in a space where you're headed to a space where your frequency is just so high. You just don't really you're not really bothered by people's actions and their hostilities, because you have come to a space, group 3, where you have realized that is their problem, not yours. What a problem a person has with you, it's more of a problem with them. They have to work through within them. So when we have issues, it's something we got to work through within ourselves. Okay. And you have recognized that. And so now you're in a space of, you've been neutrality. You don't really judge. You just kind of see. And then when you do judge, you kind of understand from multiple perspectives instead of just saying this is how it is or this is not how it is. Right? You have really been a better you. What? You're concerned, right? No. No? Yeah. And so this group, you have really done a lot of work on yourself, okay? And see, distractions come when you're doing your work. There's so many distractions around you, but you guys are really doing a lot of like holding your head up and rising. Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new. So look at that. So what perfect, another example. I don't own the copyrights to the music that was just playing. It was just a phone call, a ringtone. So let you know, YouTube, I don't own the copyrights to the music that was just playing from the phone call. I ignored the call, but it was just a phone call. All right. And I can't take it off because we are live. So anyways, but yes, so this group, you guys go through so many distractions. You deal with a lot of parasitic energies, and despite it all, you are still at a very high frequency, high vibration. It is insane. Like when I'm seeing, I keep seeing purple. Purple is like in the like 600s to 700s. Like I'm so shocked. Like how are you this high when you have so much negativity and people and beings around you that are just trying to take from you? Like this is insane. So group 3, you keep up the great work. And for those of you who are on here that are kind of like, you know, you're kind of on a fence, it's because you're in a transitionary period. And with that transitionary period, you're like rising. You're rising. But then you know what I'm saying? Like it's taking you time by time and time and time, like a little bit of time. Like you've been like going up gradually. You can feel the differences and you can feel like you are more in control of your reality. You feel it, but you see a lot of people around you suffering. So it kind of makes you feel like, oh, well, maybe I should be suffering. No, you shouldn't. You keep rising because there's too many people you need to help. With you being high, you can help more people. Okay, so blessings to you guys. So group 2, tea tree, utilize tea tree for your physical body and the things that you go through, but keep up the great work. You guys are phenomenal. You're amazing. And I'm so proud of you, group 3, because you really are like high vibe. And it just to tell you, don't doubt yourself. You're very gifted. You're very wise and you're very knowledgeable. Okay. And you are loved. Your spirit is like getting to a space of happiness because you're really doing more work, and you constantly are doing work. You're constantly aware and doing what you need to do, but you help the world outside of you, only the world internally inside of you. Okay. All right. So last group, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to write the timestamp. So the next group is going to be group 4. This is an extra group because at the last minute I got a call to do this. All right. And I'm still live, guys. So if you saw me say something, you know, and we thank the divine creator for all of these readings and all of these people. And this is the divine that is guiding me to do this. Okay. This is not for just cuz. This is divine. Okay. Eucalyptus. Okay, eucalyptus is really good for those of you who are having respiratory issues. If you're having issues with your breathing, you're having issues with your chest area, this is really good for that. It cleans the air, so it'll be good to create a spray where you can use eucalyptus and spray it in your atmosphere, especially when you have gatherings or you're surrounded by a lot of people. It has like the smell of eucalyptus is kind of, it's strong. But baby, you drop a couple drops of this eucalyptus inside of your humidifier, dehumidifier, or your essential oil thing. Ooh, child. It's strong, okay? So this group right here, you guys have been dealing with like throat chakra issues. You guys have been dealing with people who have been attacking your throat chakra. And this is the last group. And being that you're the last group, you're number 4. You really want stability. You've really been wanting stability, but you have been dealing with people who have been attacking your stability, attacking your energetic field, attacking you on so many different levels. So who you are, the beautiful being that you are, you have a lot of beings around that don't want to see you shine. And it's sad because it's like you seem to want people to shine. You want people to rise and go and do what they need to do and be the best version of themselves, but they don't want you because you are going to be the game changer. You're the one who's going to change everything because of who you are. And because of who you are, they see that and they don't want you to rise. Okay, so if you rise, like I said, if you rise, you're going to change the game changer, and they don't want the game to change. And it's sad, but you're changing the game. Okay, so there is a lot of gifts coming to you for this group. There's a lot of surprises coming, and they're going to be positive. Like it's a shift for you guys. For you guys, I've seen like I'm seeing 200, and then I'm also seeing 370. So you guys are on the scale. I'm seeing 200. So you guys are at courage. So right now you're in a space of courage. And then I saw 370. So you're in between acceptance and reason. So for this group, you guys on the Omega scale, you are at 200, which is like you're not at the bottom, but you're like rising basically. Okay, so you guys are at 200, which represent courage. So you are literally moving in the color of green. So green is going to be beneficial to you on all levels. Okay, and you see, you hear the truck, like they're telling you, like, buckle up, like we moving up, we moving on up. Okay, so you guys have been moving up, but it's been very slow and steady for you guys. Like what's it called, the tortoise and the turtle. Like you've been moving really slow. Things have been really slow for you guys, and something about your finances are going to improve and increase. And green, wearing green, eating green, things green is going to be beneficial to you guys. Okay, and you're between reason and acceptance. Reason is at 400 and acceptance is at 350. So you guys are between reason and acceptance. So I'm really proud of you guys, because that means you're rising above fear. So you're not living in fear, but you still have more work to do, but you are at a higher vibration. So green is good because it's all the heart. So you're in a heart center. You're learning. You're dealing with your problems. You're not like running from them anymore, because you're like you're understanding yourself. You're in a space now where you're learning how to understand why you chose what you chose, why this had to happen, why it worked out the way it did, and like no hard feelings, right? No hard feelings. And then you're learning how to accept what has been and what it was. Okay, and yeah, you're becoming more courage. So it goes courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, and reason. So you're already in a place of acceptance. Okay, you're already learning how to be willing to accept and to understand the reasons. And then as you go up higher, you live in love. You are love. You embody love. So you're in a space where you're learning how to love and embody love and be in that space. And that's green. And so you're just in the green color. Green and almost blue. So you're almost in the blue space where your throat chakra kind of, you're almost there, but you're in the heart. And being in the heart, that means you can heal. It means you can love. That means you can be free. That means you can release. This is such a beautiful space that you're in, and I'm very proud of you, and you got to keep up the great work, because as you keep going up on the omega scale, you're going to start feeling lighter and lighter and lighter, okay? And you're going to make more, make better and better choices. You're amazing, and you're being told that no matter what happens, like, you are a gift, and people may have not accepted you as a gift, or what gifts you brought to the table, or you might have not thought that you brought anything to the table, but you bring a lot. And I think you're in a space where you're starting to accept and recognize your truth and your beauty and your power and your magic, and you're calling it all back, and you're declaring and decreeing. And for those of you who are kind of getting to that space, get to that space where you declare and decree that you are what you are, and that you are protected and you are divine. And I'm so grateful for you guys, and I wish you wellness and abundance. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. So peace, and I'm going to end it. And I thank the divine creator for all that it is and was and always will be, and continue to guide me. And you guys have a great day. Bye.